Lawmakers wrapped up another busy week in the Missouri House as legislation starts to move through the political process.
Now approaches the chamber.
Governor Nixon delivered his annual State of the State address in front of a packed House chamber. Job creation and balancing the state's budget dominated Nixon's primetime speech. Nixon announced cuts to state workers and higher education while urging lawmakers to do all they could to create jobs. One lawmaker criticized Nixon for being all talk and no substance.
Not a lot of specific direction as to where the governor would like to see us lead in substance or on the budget. So I think we're going to have to look at the proposal that the House put forward, which was the blueprint for Missouri, and work with our Senate colleagues as to where we can find agreement with that blueprint.
However, the other side of the aisle had a different take on Nixon's speech. The House's top Democrat was pleased with what he heard out of the governor.
I think that he did a good job talking about the things that I definitely have been talking about, whether it be the budget, job creation, economic development, and education. And I think those three things are going to basically monopolize most of the time that we spend down here this year.
Following the address, Nixon released his 2013 budget proposal to the General Assembly. The House Elementary and Secondary Education Committee discussed a proposal altering Missouri's foundation formula. House Bill 1043 changes the way money is distributed to schools when the foundation formula isn't fully funded. The proposal aims to level the playing field for all Missouri schools when it comes to funding. Following the hearing, no further action was taken on the bill.
Now approaches the chamber.
Wednesday, January 18th, marked the annual State of the Judiciary address. Missouri Supreme Court Chief Justice Richard Titleman delivered the annual speech. Titleman urged lawmakers to continue to look into alternative ways to deal with nonviolent offenders instead of putting more prisoners into Missouri's overpopulated prison system.
I just want to point out that
Rounding out the week, lawmakers approved a proposed constitutional amendment limiting the growth of government. House Joint Resolution 43 limits the growth of the general revenue portion of the state's operating budget to the previous year's budget, plus the appropriations limit. The sponsor of the legislation aims to protect the state's bottom line.
This is the bill that keeps the expenditures stable in the state of Missouri, so that times when we have boom and bust cycles, we're able to wisely put the excess revenues aside for future savings.
However, opponents don't agree. They claim the proposal takes responsibility away from lawmakers.
We didn't come here as robots put on autopilot to have some formula make the decisions for us about what the best way is to utilize our funds in the state of Missouri.
Despite vocal opposition, lawmakers approved the proposal with more than 100 yes votes. If approved by the General Assembly, the proposal still needs to receive voter approval before becoming law. Reporting from the state capitol, I'm Jonathan Lorenz.